small changes can trigger new traction. Thank you all for joining me for this Sunday edition of Shop Talk. We're learning how to refresh old videos and activate growth. This is going to be, friends, a YouTube SEO live demo. This is Shop Talk, episode 68. Thank you all for joining in. Thank you all for being locked in. Yes, I love this. I love this for us, friends. And thank you all for joining me for this Sunday edition of Shop Talk. Thank you all for being locked in with me. We want to shout out content creator Lala, the High Vibe Coach, celebrating 6 months. Lala, you have been busy weathering the storms that are moving across the country. And I see that you have presented us with a new, and I love this, a new crispy channel profile pic. I love this. I don't think I've ever seen this. Is this new for us, Lala? Thank you for joining in. Thank you for being locked in, friend. I love that. Thank you. Welcome in, Lala, America's High Vibe Coach. Friends, this is what creators are doing wrong. Yeah. Here's the problem that I see all the time. Because as a creator, this is what I used to do all the time. I just kept making videos while ignoring the old videos that I already have data on. Data that's down in YouTube Studio. These old videos, friends, remember that they still have impressions. That means they've got views on them. Folks have clicked that content. And immediately, as soon as they start watching that content, you are clocking watch hours, minute by minute. So you already have some audience signals that the content is good. But what we need to do, friends, is we need to upgrade that thing. We've got to nurture that. We've got to nurture some of that old content. We've got to treat it like that plant sitting in the corner that just desperately needs some water and a little bit more soil, right? Do we throw out the whole plant? I hope you don't. Don't delete that content, friends. Don't ever delete your content. Try this first. Let's learn how to do a refresh. Let's focus on the refresh. Let's put some new dirt on that plant, on that old content. Let's put it in a new pot, a bigger pot, because we're looking for bigger things, bigger growth, more views. That's what we're doing in this episode of Shop Talk. Welcome in, content creators, or welcome in. And thank you all for joining me for this Sunday edition of Shop Talk. I appreciate everyone who is joining us for this Sunday edition of Shop Talk. We are doing a live demo, and I am featuring AI in this thing. Featuring AI this morning. Free AI. We're going to be using AI as our virtual assistant. Welcome in, content creators. Look at all these creators in the collective chiming in and joining us. Thank you all for joining me for this Sunday sunrise edition of Shop Talk. So, creators, when I say refresh, this is what I mean, just to be clear. I don't mean re-uploading the video, because frankly, when you cannot re-upload the same content. That violates the community guidelines and the YouTube Partner Program. You cannot re-upload the same content. Don't delete your content. We're refreshing. Refreshing is not re-uploading. We're going straight in to YouTube Studio and we're going to edit that video. We're going to click on the pencil and we're going to edit our existing content, not re-uploading. Re-uploading is not allowed on YouTube. A refresh means that you're, and that's a conversation for another day. Okay, let's just focus on what a refresh is. Okay, I'll get down into the logistics of that, of what it means to repurpose content. That is allowed, but re-uploading the same content, even your own same content, is not allowed on YouTube, according to the YouTube partner programs and the community guidelines. So when I say refresh, I'm not talking about re-uploading the video. A refresh means that we're updating the title, we're updating the thumbnail, we're taking a good look at our hashtags and tags. We're aligning that description, we're adding chapters, and we're being intentional to push new traffic to that old content. We're not chasing the algorithm here, friends. We're simply helping the algorithm to better understand our content, our long format videos, and our live streams. And when the click matches the experience, the user experience for viewers, YouTube is more likely to continue to send out your refresh content to more devices. More devices means that more viewers get the opportunity to make the click, and you're going to see those watch hours and those views start to grow. Thank you all for being here. Let's continue to welcome in content creators. Moonjaro Journey with Pam says, hello, Candy K, and Layla Michelle, and everyone in the chat. But I agree. Let's grow. Welcome in Real Journal Talk with V. And we want to welcome back Jerry G. Welcome in, friend. Welcome, content creators. Welcome in. Thank you all for joining me. Hi there, content creator Brenda. Thank you for joining us. Bambi is in the building. Thank you, content creators. It's the low carb queen. Welcome in, friend. Welcome in. I want to make sure we get all our content creators, all our viewers. If you're down in the chat, I want you to see yourself live and in full color. Welcome in, Vicky's World. Thank you for joining us. And again, shout out to Lala, America's High Vibe Coach, who has been a member of Kendi K's crew for 6 months. Wow. Thank you. Lala was, in fact, one of the founding members of Kendi K's crew. And here again, friends, is another one of our 6-month crew members, Gemini Diva 79. Y'all don't forget to check out our January prize wheel and community party. Check out that content live streamed yesterday. Thank you all for joining in. Thank you all for being locked in. So let's look at this refresh process and let's just take a look at it. I've prepared some visuals, of course, for you. So we're going to look at the visuals and then we're going to go straight into the YouTube studio for this content. And I am going to demonstrate it live, step by step, so that you can see, you can watch the work in action. You can watch the work in action. Are you ready, friends? Well, let's grow. Let's grow. Let's grow. So, friends, this is the content. I did coffee and conversations. And if you know anything about Candy K all day, you know that each month, I find interesting humans throughout the world and especially content creators. So you don't have to be a content creator to be interviewed for coffee and conversations and Real Journal Talk with V. Thank you for completing the connection form for Candy K all day. I'll be reaching out to you later today, friend. Thank you. So I interview folks on my channel. That's one of my signature segments on my channel. It's called Coffee and Conversations. And I was so excited when I landed a coveted interview with the one and the only Chip Lowe 75. How do you know that name? You recall that Chip Lowe interviewed one of the members of the Content Creator Collective, JC Calamity Jane. Great interview happened yesterday. It was a live stream that happened yesterday, and great live stream with two of my favorite folks, Chip Lowe 75 and JC Calamity Jane. Congratulations, JC Calamity Jane became a fully monetized channel in rapid order. They were saying as soon as she started right over here in the Content Creator Collective in the comments, then she joined the stage and co-hosted a couple of streams with me. She even had an interview on my channel for Coffee and Conversations. Y'all check out that content on JC Calamity Jane. She is one of our rising stars in the YouTube streets. And now I'm proud to say she is a fully monetized channel. She has done the work. She has put the strategies in action. But I had this conversation with Chip Lowe, and I made good use of December and Vlogmas. I put this out as some of my Vlogmas content. Hence, you see, it's the special holiday edition of Coffee and Conversation featuring a Chip Lowe 75. And friends, the description, all of it just spoke of warm, fuzzy, cozy vibes, drinking coffee or hot chocolate. Look at those great mugs. I was super excited by the thumbnail that ChatGPT and I put together for you for this episode of Coffee and Conversations. And then, friends, January came. And I stopped getting views on that great content. And the content is gold. Stellar interview, clocked in at almost 2 hours with 3 or 4 definite spikes where folks were loving the content and what we were discussing, what Chip Lowe was sharing. As a seasoned content creator who has been on YouTube for years, and now he has a connect and growth space, a growth community, a growth stream is what they call them, where he wants to help small and new creators. Just like ShopTalk, small and new creators can gather here safely as well to connect, to collaborate, and grow their channel. So y'all make sure you check out this content. But this is the content that I needed to refresh. You know why? Because it's no longer the holiday season. It's no longer December. It's no longer Christmas. It's a new year. It's a new thing. And so I needed to refresh this content and quickly, so that I could continue to get good views and good watch time on this content. And I'm happy to say too, the more views, the more watch time I get on this content, now that I'm a fully monetized channel, I can gain additional revenue off of this same content. I'm just going to do a refresh. So what does that mean when I do this refresh? I'm going to start with the title. Let's start with the title. So as you can see there in the middle of the screen, the old title was Home for the Holidays. Coffee and Conversation welcomes Chip Lowe 75. Even featured a Christmas tree in the title, y'all. I was on brand for Vlogmas content, right? Holiday content. But friends, that was only relevant for a while, for a short time period, because of the holiday. It was seasonal content, because of the thumbnail, because of the way the description was worded. So it is no wonder that the YouTube supercomputers stopped pushing out this great interview. It's expired. And when the milk is spoiled or the bread is molded, you got to just throw that baby out. So time to get a refresh, trying to get a refresh. Now we're going to keep the bones of it. We're going to keep the bones of it. If it's got good bones and if your content has good bones. And y'all, this was almost a 2-hour, just a few minutes shy of being a 2-hour interview, with new streams of folks flowing all the way through it. Clocking a watch sessions of 15, 17, and 20 minutes or more. Most folks aren't going to come and stick and stay for a 2-hour live stream. So with that, when you have longer live streams, you can expect that you will have ebbs and flows, and you will have rotations of viewers coming in to check out the vibe. And if the better the vibe, the longer they'll stay. Friends, so the new Evergreen title that is now going to be put in place, and I'm going to show you how to do it with a live demonstration. The new title, the new Evergreen title that is good for January 2026 and beyond. Y'all drop that in the chat. And beyond. Drop that in the chat for me. Hashtag beyond. Friends, the new title is YouTube Growth and Monetization. Creator Advice with Chip Lowe 75. Look at those character counts. Friends, you want to try to keep your character count under 60 characters, including spaces and punctuation, so that all of your title will fit on a device, even a cell phone. Right? YouTube allows you up to 100 characters, and you can put 100 characters in the title, because even though all of those characters, only the first 60 will be visible on devices like TVs, like your cell phone for mobile viewers who see your title, the YouTube supercomputers are still indexing that content. I cannot reiterate enough. It's not just about the viewers who need to know and understand your content so that you can get the click. The YouTube supercomputers that are driving the algorithm, they are driving the traffic to your content, or frankly, they're pushing the traffic away from your content. So that indexing process is so important, that you create a good title that clearly tells what your content, your videos, and your live stream are going to be about. If this is all new information for you, then that is my recommendation, friends. Join me 3 times a week for Shop Talk with 3 live streamed episodes. Content creators supporting other content creators. Manjaro Journey with Pam says, oh, I didn't know. Yes, it will take 60 characters. And we're talking about basically on cell phones, okay, on mobile devices. A viewer will be able to only see the first 60 characters, including spaces and including emojis and including punctuation. So you want to try to no more than 60. But you can they allow up to 100 characters in your title, but you just know that the other 40 characters won't be visible, but the YouTube supercomputers can still read them. That's how we're getting down into that back-end metadata. Tags are also found down in the metadata. That information that is especially geared for the YouTube supercomputers. so that they can learn who you are and what your content looks like, so that they can push it out to more viewers that you can then convert to subscribers. We want to welcome in content creator Kyle Vlog. Kyle says, hey, Candy K, I just employed one of those SEO strategies, and that is to create a community post. Shout out to you, Kyle Vlog. Thank you all for joining me for this Sunday edition of Shop Talk. Welcome in. New times, new beginnings, 1990. And it's one of our winners. Winner, chicken dinner. Let me find that content creator, Sandra James, in the building. Friends, don't forget to drop your channel link. I'll put that keyword down in the chat right now. I'm dropping my channel link. If you are on the landscape edition, go ahead and continue to drop your channel link all throughout this stream so that you can connect with other content creators. They can see your channel profile pic and they will see what kind of comments you're dropping. Go ahead, feel free, drop in the comments, let them know what kind of content you create on your channel. This is a connect and grow space where we can connect, collaborate, learn how to refresh our videos, our old content, to push it out to new audiences so we can get new views and more watch hours. Yes, Sandra James, living it with Sandra James. Sandra, I hope you've already heard, friends, but you just became a member of Kendy K's crew, and friend, you have already scored a gift card. You scored a gift card in our January prize wheel. Congratulations. Living it with Sandra James. We had 2 other winners on that live stream, so y'all be on the lookout for Mr. Garrett. I don't have my notes with me, Mr. Garrett, and then our big prize winner winning that $30 gift card was simply Sunshine Moments, member of Kendy K's crew. Absolutely, friends. So you can see how I zhuzhed up the title, making it now, taking away that Christmas themed, holiday themed title and making it a timeless evergreen content. Good now for January 2026 and beyond. Friends, I also redid the thumbnail. I'm gonna give myself on that expired holiday thumbnail. ChatGPT and we work together, and I call my ChatGPT Chad. Chad and I work together, and I'm gonna give it a solid B plus. It's got some elements of A, but if you look carefully at the expired thumbnail, my coloring is off. I'm kind of tucked over in the corner a little bit too far. Chip Lowe's got a great looking photo, but his coloring is also a little off. He looks kind of washed out. Everything needed a refresh here, especially we had to get rid of the holiday theming on this to make this evergreen content. So check out the new crispy, clear thumbnail that makes use of what we all know, Chip Lowe and his connect and grow space. For small and new content creators, we know him as the godfather of the Are You Locked In movement. But you still get Kendy K's Coffee and Conversations. So take a look. What do you think about the new thumbnail? Give me some feedback. Drop down in the comments and let me know. I'm using this as an opportunity to share more content creators, get them up on the screen. Thank you, Manjaro Journey with Pam. I like the new thumbnail. Friends, I'm still working with Chad, my virtual AI assistant, because he keeps trying to change Candy K. Candy K is Candy K is Candy K. So we're working together. We are working together. There's still work to be done. The more you use AI, the more AI is able to understand and learn what you want from it and how you want it. Yeah, me and Chad, we had some strong conversations last night. Let's just say that. I said, wait a minute. Don't you be changing my face. Don't you be changing my body shape. I am who I am, and representation matters. So if you look closely, yeah, you'll see we still have some work to do. But from the nose down, that's Candy K all day. Friends, that's what I mean, y'all. If you're not having fun as a YouTube content creator, then you're doing it all wrong. It's a learning space. And that's one of the new things that I'm learning is how to use AI to help me streamline my YouTube creation processes. And remember, YouTube, even though they changed the YouTube Partner Program guidelines, they said you can continue to use AI to streamline your content creation process. And friends, I was taking, oh my goodness, I could easily spend an hour creating one thumbnail. But I've now learned and coached and taught ChatGPT to create beautiful thumbnails for me. There is still room for growth. We're still learning each other. Yes, I've activated ChatGPT as my virtual assistant. I did. 60 plus and Sophie says, Candy K, it's cleaner. It's not as busy. I love this new thumbnail. Yeah, it's not a perfect thumbnail, y'all. It's not a perfect thumbnail. Me and ChatGPT are still learning. Y'all, because no tea, no shade. The first iteration, ChatGPT made me a blonde white woman. Candy K, I hope you're laughing. Gave me Candy K as a blonde white woman. And then me and Chad, we had to learn each other. Yes, Brenda is laughing. Thank you for laughing, friends. It's Slim Jim, Longfoot. He says that new thumbnail is fire. Thank you. Brenda Huckabee says, I like it. Thank you all, friends. Gemini Diva says, I agree, Gemini Diva. ChatGPT can be your best friend in these YouTube streets. ChatGPT is just AI, artificial intelligence. And friends, I know some folks are completely against the use of ChatGPT or AI. AI stands for artificial intelligence. But friends, I hate to break it to you, but every time you use your cell phone or use your smart TV, AI is embedded in all of your devices, with or without your permission. It just is what it is. 60 plus and Sophie says, yes, Kitty K, I have been there with AI trying to get the products that we want to help us streamline our YouTube content creation process. Helps you to save time, friends. 60 plus and Sophie say, that happened to me just a little bit ago. I forgot. You got to be real specific. And it's called prompting a ChatGPT. Friends, I already have one series on how to use ChatGPT version 5. I have a series on it. Check the link in the description box, click on all episodes, and you will find that there. And I'll make sure to drop a comment on that as well. let's keep moving forward. Thank you all for chiming in. Thank you all for being locked in. Mujara Journey with Pam says, I was having words with Chad too. He was making me fugly with a bigger nose, and it just didn't look like me. Friends, yeah. So I'm willing to admit, but y'all, what we have here is a better thumbnail. It's a I believe 100% better thumbnail, because now it is an evergreen thumbnail. Yes. Ooh, but y'all journey with Pam says, yeah, sometimes you gotta threaten to fire ChatGPT. And you know what? Chad or ChatGPT, Chad will apologize. ChatGPT will apologize when they just get it all wrong. And sometimes they do. Friends. Thank y'all for being locked in. We want to shout out this content creator. Thank you for being a 6-month member of Kendi K's crew. Y'all check out Lala, the high vibe coach, plant-based nutrition and fitness and languages. She has multiple channels, and guess what? She's using these SEO strategies, and they're all growing. I predict she is going to be one of these next one who reaches a monetization, and I suspect it's probably going to be on the Lala Nutrition channel. Y'all, let's do our part. Let's make sure that content creator is winning in these YouTube streets. We can all connect and collaborate and grow these channels to and through full monetization. Yes. We want to welcome in Kim J. Welcome, content creator. Welcome, Kim J. Thank you for joining us. Friends, so how did I do all these things? Kendi K, how did you come up with a new title? I just showed you how we came up with a new thumbnail. But friends, I did the rest of this work. New hashtags, new description. I did all of these things for free. But Kendi K uses ChatGPT for free. Absolutely free. You can get everything you need out of ChatGPT for free. But you might need Kendi K to walk you through it. And I'm happy to do it with 3 live streamed episodes of Shop Talk every week. Y'all, if this is a live Q&A, so if you do have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat about understanding how to refresh your old content and make it new again in 2026 and beyond, so that you can keep all of that data analytics, including that existing watch time. If you delete the video, then you're also deleting the watch time that you had on the content. So don't delete your old content, refresh it, because now you've learned more about how to create a better thumbnail and how to get a better title. But thank you, friends. So friends, I use Ask Studio, and I am using Ask Studio more and more. It's also an AI tool. It's my virtual AI assistant, and you have an AI assistant called Ask Studio as well. It's right down in the desktop edition of YouTube, in YouTube Studio. You can also see Ask Studio elements in the YouTube Studio app on your smartphone. But if you really want the full potential of Ask Studio, your virtual AI assistant that you have free and instantaneous access to. So friends, if you have never, ever used ChatGPT, what are they talking about? Oh, wow, I need to do that because I don't know how to do thumbnails either. Oh my goodness, I struggle to come up with good SEO titles. Kendi K keeps talking about these keywords, SEO, search engine optimization, leveling up, but I don't know what she's doing. I don't know how to come up with these titles and keywords and good descriptions. Friends, you don't have to do it. Work with your virtual assistant. And the name of your YouTube virtual assistant is found in YouTube Studio, and their name is Ask Studio. Friends, when you open the desktop edition of YouTube Studio, up in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see right next to the question mark and right snuggled in between the question mark and the bell in the upper right hand corner, you're going to see that pink diamond. And as soon as you hover your finger or your cursor over that, it's going to turn the pretty beautiful shade of fuchsia pink. Candy K looks great in fuchsia pink, by the way. So I wasn't mad at it at all. Y'all, you click on that and it'll tell you who they are. They'll introduce themselves. They'll say, I'm Ask Studio. Hello, I'm Ask Studio, your AI creative partner right here within YouTube Studio. My purpose is to help you manage and grow Candy K all day. I am your dedicated virtual assistant. So it only spits out specific information about you and your channel. We can analyze performance of the content. We can get new titles, descriptions, any content, any question that you have, you just drop down in the box at the bottom and ask your question. And the question that I asked the friends was, can you generate chapters for me for the Home for the Holidays video, the live stream I did with Chip in December? Y'all, I didn't even finish the name of the title. And it already knew what I was talking about. That let me know that Candy K, you're already in that algorithm. This content is in the YouTube algorithm because I didn't even give it the whole title. I abbreviated the title and it still knew what I was talking about. Why? Because this is your virtual assistant for your channel in YouTube Studio, and it's called Ask Studio. If you haven't used it, why? It's free. It's AI for beginners and advanced and for experts. Y'all, I am using Ask Studio probably 7 times out of 10. And I'm using ChatGPT less and less. Why? Because this is AI for YouTube Studio. And it is AI for my channel, Candy K, all day. Cannot, friend, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. Candy K highly recommends that you use AI within YouTube Studio, and it's called the Ask Studio feature. You ask it a question, you put the question down there in the box, and you hit the enter button. So when I did that, I said, can you create chapters for me? I told you this was almost a 2-hour interview, so I need to break this content up. No one's going to sit there on the replay of this interview and watch the whole 2-hour segment. So I've got to break it up into smaller segments. And friends, this is what it pushed out. Already done. I didn't have to watch it and stop it and write down the times. It gave me the chapters and the timestamps to go with it. It titled them for me. It did all of those things. Look at what it says. 0, 0, 0. And it says, Creator Candy K, remember this. So always include the exact chapters in your video description, especially the 0, 0, 0. That means you have to have that to start your chapters. The system will automatically generate the chapters for your viewers, allowing them to quickly jump to the most important parts in this 1 hour and 42-minute live stream. I told you it was almost 2 hours. Do you know how long it would have taken me to go back and forth, jotting down notes? When did this part happen? Oh my gosh, Chip has written a book. Yes, Chip has written a book. He's an author as well. What about when Chip was telling us how to make money even before we get to initial monetization? For real, for real, for real. He did all of that during this interview. Where is that part at? Now I have chapters to drop in. This is what you all can get for free using AI, your virtual assistant found down in YouTube Studio. Real Journal Talk with V says, I've never tried the chapters with Ask Studio, learning something new. Real Journal Talk with V, y'all. Check out Real Journal Talk with V. She does a lot of journaling, and Real Journal Talk with V, I think I saw you doing something new over on your channel, y'all. So I want you to get over there and check out her journaling and her journaling sessions, and she's into something new, and I think I like it. Real Journal Talk with V. But I want the friends to get over there and check you out for themselves. But Real Journal Talk with V, I could see these chapters really working for you and your extended journal sessions, because it'll probably create natural breaks when you give each of your journaling prompts. Yes. And you even did one with New Year budgeting and looking at your household financials and budgets, it will create really good chapters, natural breaks, and with timestamps, y'all. You just cut and paste. You just cut and paste. We want to welcome in Australia Garcia. Welcome in, friend. Yes. Yes, those timestamps, they used to be called timestamps, and now YouTube calls them chapters, but it doesn't matter. You can refer to them as timestamps, which is what I learned them as in the YouTube streets. Look at how things evolve, friends. This is why you need to stay connected to Shop Talk, because I'm always understanding. And now, as a fully monetized creator, we typically get new updates and things a little bit earlier than creators who have not yet reached initial monetization, especially because Candy K does Shop Talk with 3 live streamed episodes per week. Oh, yes. Moonjaro Journey with Pam. Timestamps is really a game changer. It's going to end up creating a lot more watchers for your content, because it takes a long live stream and breaks it down into usable steps and smaller watch segments. And y'all, if you get 8 or 10 or 20 folks watching 8 minutes of your content, friends, you've got well over an hour. In fact, you've got almost 2 hours of watch time, just like that. Lickety split. Moonjaro Journey with Pam says, I was doing the time steps the old and long way, and now I'm adding my video link and asking, but I just started it. You don't even have to do your video link. Just cut and paste your title. Just cut and paste your title and drop it down into Ask Studio and tell it to generate or create chapters for you. And while you're at it, ask it to analyze the performance of the video. It'll tell you what you did well on that video and things you might want to think about changing or how you could improve it. And sometimes, friends, it tells me, Candy K, I'm recommending you change that thumbnail. So again, I was able to do all of these things, friends, just using the Ask Studio. The only thing I used ChatGPT for was to support me to create thumbnails. Kitty K is a new and small content creator just like you. So I have activated AI as my personal assistant. Friends, if you are enjoying this episode of Shop Talk, don't forget to hit that like button, drop down in the comment and let me know. And if you want to continue to receive notifications, then you've got to set that notification bell to all. So click on the bell and set that notification to all. If you're interested in becoming a member of Candy K's crew, click on that join button and get all the details. It's time for that live demonstration. Friends, so thank you all for joining me. This is Candy K all day. Kim J says, Candy K, I'm planning to use it. Thank you, friend. Gemini Diva says, I'm taking notes. Friends, what I must give it to YouTube. They are trying to help small and new creators win in these YouTube streets. I would absolutely agree. Friends, I am in the background here. I am setting up so that we can do that live demonstration. I'm going now into YouTube Studio for this content. And I am sharing my screen with you, friends. You should be able to see that on the screen at this moment. I am in YouTube Studio and we have pulled up this content. I clicked on the pencil and we're so that we can edit this content in real time. So this is the old content before any changes. You see the old thumbnail. You see all of it, friends. Let's get this thing refreshed for 2026 and beyond. Let's start with the title. So I'm in YouTube Studio. Let me do this a large view so y'all can see it even better. But I'm starting up here at the top with a title. And as Studio was able to share with me a new title, and I agreed with that. So I'm just going to drop that in to here. We're going to delete home for the holidays, coffee and conversation with the Christmas tree. Oh, yeah, we're getting rid of that. And this time we're going with creator growth and YouTube strategy, coffee and conversations with Chip Low 75. Friend, I always save and save often when I'm down in YouTube Studio doing edits because y'all, if you're like me at all, as a lady of a particular age, at 50, friends, I often goof or forget what I'm doing, and I'll click off of this and lose all of my work. So I believe in saving and saving often. So now I'm going to get rid of this old description box that sounds like this. Here's the old description um, before the refresh. Pull up a cup of coffee and join me for a special Home for the Holidays edition of Coffee and Conversations with Chip Lowe. Y'all, it just screams holidays, and we're not in the holidays. Now, some of this content I'm going to keep, including the hashtags live, interview, collaboration, are you locked in, and hashtag tuber chat. That's another connect and grow space, a safe space for content creators to grow in the YouTube streets. But it looks like I'm a little light on my hashtags. You want to be adding, a 5 is a good number, at least 3. 5 is a good number, and you really should never add more than 10. If you add 30, you're violating YouTube and community guidelines. You got to stay in compliance, friends. As you move up towards monetization, they're going to ask you, did you read and understand our guidelines? And you've got to click a box and say, yes, I did. And that's what they're holding you to at all times. So I am deleting this title. Y'all, we are doing this loud and live in real time. This is a live demonstration in the moment. And let me capture my new description. And these words are for viewers. But more than anything, these words are for the YouTube supercomputers. If you're not adding descriptions, at least a few lines of text in the description box of all of your long format videos and your live streams, I'm here to tell you that's why you're not getting all the views and the watch hours that you're looking for. So y'all, here is that judged up description. And friends, That is why YouTube Studio gives you 5,000 characters. And even with my new improved Evergreen description, it is still sitting on just 1,735 characters. Look at all that stuff Candy K has in this box. I've got how folks can connect with Chip Lowe so that you have a direct link to get over to his channel page. I have his book, a link to access his book. He's an author as well. And Kendi K has her link so that if you want to stay connected with Kendi K. So I'm dropping all of this new description. I'll read a little bit of it. I sat down with Chip Lowe, 75, for this episode of Coffee and Conversations to talk about YouTube growth, creator mindset, community building, and turning your content into something that serves both your audience and your purpose. And of course, monetization. Do you see all those keywords? Y'all drop in the comments and tell me what some of the keywords that I'm using, keywords that are reiterated from the title. Yes. They're reiterated in the title. They're reiterated in the thumbnail. They're going to be reiterated throughout the conversation. That's how we know they're keywords. But even if you don't, Ask Studio will tell you. Chip shares his journey, practical monetization advice, and real talk about staying motivated, building community, and treating YouTube like a business without losing your why. And then, friends, I've got room for the chapters, but this was a misstep from Kendi K. Kendi K realizes I wrote the word chapters, but I never added the chapters. So I'm so glad that I was able to use Ask Studio, the free AI feature down in YouTube Studio. It's called Ask Studio in order to create these timely chapters. Let's drop those in and then I'll share them with you. Let me drop them in so I can hit that save button so that I don't lose my place. I hope y'all can see me working in real time. In the back office, I'm going to go ahead and hit save. I'm working in real time in the back office. Bing, bang, and it's done. We just added those new chapters. Gemini Diva has identified some of the key words given to me by none other. I didn't even have to think of them. Ask Studio told me what they were, and they put them in that good description so that the YouTube algorithm can push out more views of my thumbnails, and we call those impressions, to the devices of viewers who would most like to see my content about growth mindset, about monetization, about community, and about being a new YouTuber. I'm so glad that you can see. Thank you for that confirmation. See how we work together. It's content creators supporting content creators. Y'all check out Kim J's Sweet Healthy Life. Kim J, I want you to know I went to sleep on you, friend. I went to sleep on you, friend, last night. I believe I was watching videos on demand. It was some of your previous live streams. Did y'all know that Kim J goes live almost every night? Almost every night. She's got some goals and she's going to reach those goals in 2026. I believe that for you on your channel. I speak that on your channel. You are going to reach initial and then full monetization in 2026. Keep going. Keep going. So I'm proud to say I went to sleep on Kim J playing on my TV in my bedroom. And that's a good thing because that means when I woke up, hours later, she was still playing on my device. Clocking those watch hours. Yes, that's how we do it, friends. That's how we connect, collaborate, and grow and support all of us as creators. Everyone assembled here, we can work together and grow our channels to full monetization. Absolutely, friends. And so I have saved those details again. And here are some of now the smaller segments. By creating these chapters, it's going to immediately create smaller segments where friends can watch the entire hour and 45 minutes, almost 2 hour live stream, or they can just now focus on the parts where Chip Lowe, as the author, y'all, that happens at the 1 hour and 23-minute mark. He talks about treating your YouTube channel like a business, the expenses that come with that, and the write-offs, the tax write-offs. Kitty K, y'all even discuss tax write-offs and tax implications as a YouTube content creator? Yes, when you reach monetization, there are tax implications, friends. Y'all better check in. Y'all better lock in with this content. And lock in with Chip Lowe 75. It was a great interview. We were getting to pick the mind of the godfather of the Are You Locked In movement. He has created a safe space, another safe space, just like ShopTalk, for YouTube content creators to connect, to collaborate, and to grow their channels. And friends, the last thing that we need to do is we need to scroll on down past that description box. And friends, well, we've got a couple more things that we need to do. When I say refresh, y'all, because I have good watch hours on here, but they stopped in December because YouTube was perceiving it as what? Holiday content instead of evergreen growth, monetization for small and new YouTubers. But we just changed that, didn't we? By updating that description and the title. And now, friends, we've got to change out. Now, I already previously downloaded this. We've got to change out that we've got to change out that thumbnail. So, friends, there we have it. There's the new thumbnail now in place. Kim J says, yes, Candy K, big ups. You are so welcome, friend. I didn't mean to fall asleep on you, but it's a good thing that I did. Wink, wink. It's a good thing that I did. Yes, creators supporting creators. Absolutely. Yes, on Coffee and Conversations, I curate a 60-minute, 90-minute, or 2-hour conversation based on what your needs are. You and I will talk about it, and we'll discuss what feels right for you and what feels right and looks right for your channel. Absolutely, friends. And let's see what else we can judge up here. I already had it in some playlists, but y'all look at the playlist I had it in. I had it in my Coffee and Conversations interview playlist. That works. But then y'all, I have it in the Vlogmas playlist. So I'm going to take it out now that I have updated that thumbnail. I want to take it from Vlogmas and I want to drop it down in, why don't we drop it over there in ShopTalk? Because it can just be a special edition of ShopTalk, since I'm talking with one of these big creators in the Connect and Grow communities on YouTube, communities where ShopTalk resides, where TuberChat resides, where the source resides. And y'all take a look. That's where Candy K says, Candy K, you mean you really do have now 50 separate playlists? Absolutely. Absolutely. And my 51st one is going to be SEO. We've been in this SEO series, right? And I also have something called Content Creator Corner. And here we go, friends. Friends, I just dropped that into 3 playlists, cross-referencing this same content into 3 playlists. I'm going to hit save again. Bing, bang, and it's done. Now, friends, I will go back and I'm going to add a couple of more hashtags on this. I'll ask Studio to suggest some additional hashtags to go with that. And I will ask it to give me the tags. The tags go down in the metadata. Viewers don't see your tags. Viewers can see your hashtags in the description, but they cannot view your tags. That's the metadata. That's just for the YouTube supercomputers to connect your content with viewers who are most likely to want to watch, to stick and stay. Absolutely. Thank you all for joining us for this edition of Shop Talk. Friends, you let me know. Are there any questions? Are there any comments? Are there any concerns? And if not, I'm going to push us through to our so that we can get to our creator habit of the week. And here it is. Here's that creator habit of the week. I am challenging you as content creators. Go ahead, refresh one old video this week, just one. Do that zhuzh up that we talked about during this episode of Shop Talk. Pick one of your underperforming or your seasonal videos and give it an updated title and thumbnail. Align the description, the hashtags, and the tags, and push it out with one community post. Share with your most recent viewers and your subscribers on your channel via a post, a community post. Let them know to check out your refreshed video or live stream. Let the algorithm retest it. Send it out to new audiences and more viewers. It's going to even send it out more impressions to more devices around the world. Let's see how it does. Now, friends, this is not an overnight process. You got to let it marinate. The longer it marinates in the YouTube supercomputers, the more views and watchers you'll get. But after a week, you're going to see some traction. In a few days, you'll see traction. And even today, because we are the Content Creator Collective, and we're going to be watching for your new content too. So friends, when you have done this, I want you to come back to the video on demand. That's the replay part of this live stream. I want you to drop down in those comments, and I want you to put completed so that I can come over and check out your refresh. And of course, I'll be down in your comments letting you know that I came by. Thank you all for being here. Oh, Barry and Mrs. Barry. I love to call her Mrs. Barry. Friends, we are getting ready to wrap up here, but I wanted to see you. Y'all, this is my favorite walking exercise. Barry walking exercise for your health. Barry walking exercise for your health. Y'all, they even sing. They sing now, and I love it. I love the upgrades to your channel for 2026, y'all. One of my favorites, y'all. If you need some motivation to get up and get moving in 2026, y'all, it's Barry walking exercise for your health. And y'all, it's 1:19 now, and I'm sure they've already walked, and I hope they haven't walked because it's too cold outside for Mrs. Barry. She is a lady. And it's way too cold because we've got a cold front across most of our country. So sad that you all are, so glad that you all are safe and warm inside with me. Thank you all. Lala says, Kitty K, we got homework to do. Y'all, the best homework is to work on your channel. Please work on your channel today and consider this creator habit. We got to get our muscle up. Lala's doing a 75 soft challenge. Y'all, we got to get our muscle up for being a content creator. Spend some time on your channel. Just refresh one video this week. Let's grow. Let's go and let's grow. Y'all, thank you all for joining me for this edition of the Shop Talk. We want to thank Lala for being a member for 6 months. Thank you, Lala. For as long as I have been a monetized channel, you have been a member of Kendi K's crew. And I want to sincerely, sincerely, sincerely thank you. And thank you all. Yeah. Yeah. It's that time again, we shine again. From Memphis to the Northwest wind. It's love, it's life, it's every day. Candy K all day. Morning like coffee in hand. Making moves with a master plan. Simple things make the spirit stay. We find our joy in the everyday. Keep it real, that's the only way. For the love and all you make. From real reps to dreams that play. We glow up in our own space. We live and we vibe. Good food, good love, we got it. Every gem she drops, we find it. Always Candy K all day. Candy K all day. Yeah. Candy K all day. Yeah. She got a southern heart at PNW. Ain't no stopping when her light gon' show. Every smile got a story to say. She's building peace in her own way. Love the journey, not the race. Every season got its grace. We rise, we pray, we stay unapologetic. We live and we vibe.